I am now honoured to welcome Olympic bronze medalist, rower and BCom International graduate Eimear Lambe to address you.
Thank you so much for having me, and more importantly, congratulations on all the results and hard work that has gotten you all to this point. Only 2 years ago, I was sitting at my graduation, both similarly and somewhat dissimilarly to how you all are now. Soon after my graduation, I made the decision to move to Cork, where the National Rowing Centre was based, with the dream of qualifying for the Tokyo Olympic Games. For me, this felt like a big decision, as I felt like my life had a somewhat illogical path, which I had always found comfort in following. I had completed my Leaving Cert, gotten into a good college to complete my business degree, and somewhat robotically, I'd applied for every graduate position under the sun, as did most of my peers. It was the next logical step. I was competitive in rowing, but had never thought an Olympic dream could ever be my reality. It wasn't until competing at the World Championships that summer 2019, where me and my teammates missed out in the qualification by 2 places, the exact number of places that would be left up for grabs in the late qualification regatta in May 2020. I knew it was possible for us to qualify. We were a strong group of women, but it was never a certainty. I would be, what felt like at the time, putting my life on pause, moving to Cork, and taking a gamble that in 9 months' time, a 6-minute race in Lucerne would go our way. Less than 1 month before I was due to start my graduate job, I decided to take that gamble. I took the road less travelled, and I approached out my career. I moved to the outskirts of Cork, where I knew no one, and I did so not because the prospect of the Olympic Games outweighed the prospect of failure, but because I knew that if I didn't, there wouldn't be a day where I didn't wonder, what if? As Rory Cochrane once said, I'd rather regret the things I've done, but those I did not do. As you all can guess, soon after this, a global pandemic hit, and just 2 months out from my Olympic qualification, the Olympics had been postponed and even threatened to be cancelled. I was devastated. I felt like everything we'd been working on for, all the sacrifices, that they were all made in vain. The idea of another year based in Cork under the harsh training regime seemed like too big an ask, and there was no guarantee we could be at this level of fitness and injury-free by that time next year. Everyone had made plans, be it starting careers, starting masters, for the following September, which now had to be deferred or rejected. And at the time, I was grieving for my Olympic dream and the life I had hoped to pursue after it. In hindsight now, I can see I was lucky. Opportunity can appear in mysterious ways, and often it is in time of darkness that innovation can prevail. We all moved home, began training on rowing machines and lifting anything heavy that we had in our houses, making makeshift gyms for ourselves. We would Zoom each other as we trained on the rowing machines, as even the sight of our other teammates training made motivating ourselves just that little bit easier. We relied on each other heavily. Even though we were in different corners of the country, we did everything we could to feel as though we were training together. Nothing of significance was ever achieved by an individual acting alone. Through this time, did we not only learn how to support each other, but also how to rely on each other. We formed a bond that followed us through Olympic qualification all the way to the final of the Olympic Games and onto the podium. It was this bond that gave us a strong foundation that allowed us to thrive where other teams crumbled under the pressure of a world stage. And if it wasn't for what seemed like that complete crisis in 2020, our Olympic journey could have had a completely different ending. What I learned over the past couple of years, and what I really hope to share with you, is that especially now in these uncertain times, that when nothing is sure, everything is possible. So take the risk, follow the road less travelled, and see what you can achieve when you push boundaries and set your own trail. Alongside this, I also learned not to be afraid to rely on others. Throughout your careers, whether in commerce, finance, or wherever the path you forge takes you, it is so important to support and lift up others, and in doing so, allow them to support and lift you up also. After all, alone we can do so little, but together we can do so much. Thank you. Congratulations.